Cause some people off for the bread, I really did that. They say I was gone for a while, but not a kid back. I can't do no favors.
Alright, what up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of Tapped In with IAMSU. We got our first guest here. It's none other than my brother, an amazing artist, producer, DJ, AZURE. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
How you doing, man? How you feeling?
You know, I'm floating along in the vibe, man.
So basically, this is my new show. I'm going to be talking to the kids every week, and I'm going to get somebody that I find interesting or that's directly related to the whole movement, an important part of the movement, and we're just going to show like the backstory and stuff like that. So, you know, first off, I want to just ask you anything that you're pushing currently, like what's your new project? What do you have going right now?
I'm currently in a rap group. It's comprised of 3 people, and we go by the name of Down to Earth. Our project called Fair Share is coming within the next month, and that's currently all I've immersed myself in.
That's really cool. So is it any features or any like exciting producers, anything that you guys did different on this project? Because I know you put out one maybe a year ago.
Yeah.
So what's like different about this one?
You know what? As far as production goes and like the core team of like the people making the music, it's definitely very similar. I think that's the most important part, to have a lot of the same producers to continue to like evolve the sound, so it's like consistent. A lot of that has stayed the same from the first project, which was called Wildfire. But this second project, the one big difference is that we went from a very loaded features on the first project to one feature on the second project. IAMSU.
This is crazy. So I know you started as an artist, which a lot of people might not know, but you started as an artist, you know, rapping and doing all the stuff that you do. What made you add DJing to your like arsenal of talent?
DJing is a very specific story, actually. When I went to college in San Diego, and at the time it was when a lot of EDM music was kind of like even bigger than rap music at the time, as far as like commercial, what you're hearing on the radio. And when I was in San Diego, a lot of the house parties I would go to, a lot of the clubs that I would go to, you know, as like an 18-year-old, like a younger person, I was exposed to so much of it. And coming from the Bay Area, I was so used to like rap music and like going to parties where like hip hop is playing. So my first year, it was not only culture shock, but it was like, for me, when after I experienced a year just of that kind of music and that kind of scene, I came back to the Bay for the summer, and I had this fire. I like needed to learn how to DJ, because I was like, I'm about to go back for my next year, and I'm about to start throwing parties, or I'm just going to start pulling up to parties and DJing and playing rap music just for the sake of playing rap music, because I know there's people down there that want that. And the entire time I was in college, in school, I wasn't even rapping. I was just DJing, and that's all I was doing. I was like providing this like not only sound, but this like a place for like people that were aligned with that culture to come to and like and just party, like, you know, like as if we're in the Bay, or as if, you know, as if like EDM wasn't the end all be all, you know. It was like, nah, rap is still here, this culture is still here, and that's kind of like why I started DJing, because I wanted to like, I missed that so much about the Bay Area when I was in San Diego for school. And yeah, I guess that really catapulted into some more major shit.
That's crazy. Definitely. So it was like an afterthought was to be a DJ.
Yeah.
So like individually, like who would you say your influences in, not just music, but just across the board?
So musically, I would say, I think one thing that a lot of people don't know about me is that I'm a very big, like, I grew up as an underground kid, and I was listening to a lot of underground hip hop. So, you know, whether it was like, I mean, it doesn't have to be constrained to rap, whether it was like pop, dance, you know, house, rap, like whatever it was, I was always more into the underground shit. So, I mean, early influences were definitely like the Black Stars. That would be like Mos Def, Kweli, like The Roots. I was a big like Kanye, Lupe fan.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so a lot of like the, I guess underground, but a little more leaning toward like the jazz kind of shit. was what I was influenced with.
Shit.
Someone that influenced with me outside of music would be maybe someone like a Spike Lee.
Oh, okay. That's dope.
Yeah.
In what way would you say?
It's the way that I look at him as like the medium which like the vision is coming through, right? And then it's the way that he takes whatever his surrounding is and whatever issue that he wants to project to the people. It's like his style is just aligned with what I enjoy watching, I guess. Like whether it's like the coloring of his films or just like the thing is that he has layers in his movie, and I guess I like to like be close to like complexity, and like that's what's dope with him.
What do you feel like was like the weirdest or the craziest or the funniest thing that happened while you were on tour?
The top one for me was it was on the G-Eazy tour. This has been fact checked. And I don't know where we were, but we were on a tour bus. Basically on the tour bus, every night how it works is that you have a call time. So whether it's midnight, 1 a.m. or like 2 a.m., we all have to come back to the bus by that time, whether we're at the club, whether we're at a homie's house, we're at the studio, like the bus is leaving at this time. So you always have to like get back at that time. That night, I don't know what we were doing specifically, but I do know that when we walked through that door, the entire team was lit as fuck. And we were, so we crawled back to where the sleeping pods, the bunks are. The funniest part about this story is that IAMSU was not on the bus.
This is a fact. This is a fact. It was my birthday. It was my birthday.
So then we're all destroyed on the bus, and we're all like sleeping by like 2, 3 a.m. and the bus at that point is driving. So what happens is at night, while we're all sleeping, the bus driver is driving to the next city. So you would imagine like being swayed like that can do something to like a bus full of drunk people. So what happens is 3 or 4 o'clock rolls around, and across from me in the bunks, Rob is in the middle bunk, Omar is on the top bunk, and 4 a.m. rolls around, and I guess what happens is, oh wait, no, I gotta go back because Rob had a girl in the bunk, and Rob is a huge dude, so there's barely any space to
Rob is like 6'6", 270.
Yeah, we're talking about like offensive lineman. He's a big dude. And his girl was in there with him, and there's no like space in the bunk, and Omar's on the top bunk. And the rocking of the bus has eventually at 4 a.m. caused Omar to get up and do a yak. Like he yacked. It's one of those like in the middle when you go to sleep at 2 and you think you're good, you drink some water, but you wake up at 4 and you're yakking everywhere. So he like yaks in his bunk. And then the thing is that you think that these bunks are all like closed off from each other. But in this bus, there was like a crack between like the bunk and like the wall. So that when he yacked, it like rolled down the wall into Rob's bunk. And then now Rob and his girl like, what the fuck is going on? And then there's like fucking yak coming down the side of the wall. And then it had been Thai food or something because there was peanuts, like it smelled crazy. And like the yak was coming down. Rob and his girl get out the bunk. And they're like, what the fuck? and then Omar's up there and he's kind of like doing this like mad drunk. Like, you know, when you're just mad, but then like you're like sleeping and drunk. And so he doesn't really, like, he's not even up yet. JR, the manager, gets out of his bunk and he's like the adult. And he's trying to like fix everything, clean everything. So then he comes over to the bunk and starts like helping Rob like clean the bunk. And they forget that JR is allergic to peanuts. And there's hella peanuts in the yak. So now JR is having an allergic reaction. And Omar's like drunk mad. And Rob has like yak all over him. And man, it was a crisis situation. But that had me I was crying. That had me on my back. Oh my God.
Wait, I want to say this though. I feel like there's one more part of that story because I feel like somebody was like hella prone to throwing up when other people throw up.
Oh
like,
my God.
There wasn't that like somebody else threw up once they seen somebody throwing up. Was it Rick?
I think it was Rick. Oh my God. That was crazy. Don't yak on your friends.
For sure.